Would love to know that we're going live here.
Hi, we are now live-o. Both of our viewers. Yes, truly.
I might just
Camera.
wear my glasses like this so that I don't have the glare.
Do you think I can? Can I go live on Instagram
Probably.
and say I'm 3, 2, 1? Oh my god! Oh my
We
god!
need a
Checking
thousand
connection.
followers on TikTok just to go live on TikTok from because we use the computer to record.
We need a
Yeah, I don't understand.
thousand.
I don't understand. We're like at
Huh.
least 6 weeks away from that. I don't know.
Okay. Right. Well, I'm just quickly hopping on here to tell our viewers that we're actually currently live on YouTube. So if you want to continue watching this, uh, join us on YouTube, please. The link is in the description, and we would love to see you on YouTube. Okay, bye, friends. Right.
That actually probably worked really well because people are like, oh, interesting. Let's check it out. And then
Yeah.
next thing you know, they're
Oh,
just
Terry was on the live. What a supportive. I'm going to share. Can't post this video. Oh, well, via insights. Cool. Watching the live on the live on the live. It has to be 1 minute long for me to share it. That's
oh, does it?
hilarious. Yeah.
Are you rehearsing
Oh well.
now? Oh, you're just not
No.
posting anything?
I give up. Should I?
I love it. Why
Should I
not?
try
Fuck it.
again?
We had
Okay.
nothing else to do. I mean, besides record an episode. I feel
Disconnect.
like we've come into it with
Okay,
the
sorry,
exact right amount of preparation that
we're
we
gonna
can
try
have some
this again.
flex in the schedule.
We're trying this again. 16 followers are active now. Do you think people will pop on?
Well, the longer you're on, the more likely because they'll see it and they'll be like, "Oh, I wonder what's it all about." And then they see this handsome face and they're like, "Damn, I'm gonna stick around."
This handsome face.
Pretty sure that's why my boy John watches the show.
Okay, so
I
how do
think.
I get I'm gonna take my headphones out while I'm doing this so that they can hear you as well as me.
Well,
Yes?
I'm not sure they want to hear me.
Because I think we're now live. Okay, our followers
Ooh,
are gonna know that we're
ooh.
live.
They can see everything.
Hopefully, I'm just I'm streaming for those of us for those of you who have not seen our live videos before, and I also can't speak to what this looks like on YouTube
Yeah, I have
actually.
no idea what it's looking like.
Um yeah, I have no idea what it's going to look like on
Are you on
here
YouTube or
either.
Instagram?
This is Instagram that I have streaming through my telephone, right? Of our Riverside, which is also airing live on YouTube.
Oh, here we go.
Um,
Oh, you want to
so
see something trippy?
okay,
This is great.
can you screen share that? It's just going to be like
Oh,
that infinity,
oh, I don't think I
infinity.
can. No, it's over here.
Can you screen share? It says
Okay, but
share at the bottom.
Indo Chrome tab
Okay.
window share. Okay, I see what's going on. I see what I did wrong here.
Oh my god.
Now, can you see this?
It's infinity.
Can you see the Instagram live? I
No,
pulled it up on my desktop. Oh,
no.
I'm an idiot. No, I thought it was screen sharing.
Yeah, yeah. Sorry, that worked. It just like cut out for a moment.
Why didn't it show the?
But it's just like an infinity amount of our faces. Is that what you're telling
Yeah,
me?
yeah, yeah. No,
Oh, that's hilarious.
because I pulled it up in the. I pulled up the Instagram on the internet, and I saw the live. I'm
Oh,
gonna try. I'm
okay.
gonna try it again. I just don't know. Oh, there it is.
This is a real behind the scenes here. Oh, this is
This is why it
hilarious.
looks like it's infinity. It's because it's what we're doing.
Yeah. Um, I was gonna say that. Oh my gosh, what am I even trying to say?
Gotta stop this before I throw up.
Sorry, I'm so mesmerized by how many screens are inside your
Oh
screen.
man.
Um, yeah, I was gonna say I'm not gonna record on Instagram this whole podcast episode. But I
No,
did
that'd
want to
be
get it a little bit longer than I had my last live notification, only
right.
because I didn't realize you had to actually make it longer for it to post.
Right.
So here we are. Um, shoot, I was gonna say something. Oh, behind the scenes. So this is what my monitor, my actual desktop screen looks like when we're recording. But I don't say obviously, but like it doesn't look like this. It looks much more finished on the other end of it. And it also tells me actual recording is higher quality.
Why is it so
So that's good
bright?
too. I just realized I need water, but here we are.
Water.
Yeah.
I
Okay,
don't know why
so
I went southern on that one.
I'm gonna say thank you to who hopped on the Insta, and we're gonna continue this on the YouTubes. Um, yeah. See you in a moment. 'Cause
See you
I'm
in a
gonna.
mo.
Yeah, this is gonna like cut Colin off. I think a little bit. Yep. Okay. Share.
I was noticing last week that you got a really nice chair that you sit in, and I was
I
like,
brought it from upstairs. Yeah, you need
I
a
need
nice.
to get a chair like that. I think a little wider so I can like sit cross-legged because that's
Colin, you
I
know
do that
what?
a lot.
I actually found one down the street from my house on the corner, and it's green.
Is it chartreuse?
It's chartreuse, actually. Yeah.
It's not the one that you have.
Oh shit! Yeah, it is the one that
You are being. I thought you
I
found another one. My God.
have. I feel like we're just gonna keep getting you with this razzing joke forever.
Well, I don't
Do
know.
you would you care to incite the listeners on our
Well, it
silly
was really funny.
story?
I went for a walk one time when we were visiting, and I saw this really nice green chair that there's like that old antique Victorian style or whatever. But
Yeah,
uh,
yeah.
I got back. I don't know. I saw it at the beginning of the walk, and I didn't pass it again for the rest of my walk, so it was kind of like
Hmm.
out of my mind. And then I
Yeah.
got back to the house, and I was walking through the living room. I was like, "No fucking way! I saw a chair just like this down the road." It's the
And we're all
same
looking at
fucking
each.
chair. Yeah.
Yeah,
Is
we
he
looked
stunned?
at
Should
each
we tell him?
other and we
Oh
were like,
man.
we didn't know this when you were here half an hour ago.
Oh man. Yeah, no,
Uh,
seriously. It was
I was like, are you joke like are you
nope.
pulling our leg or are we pulling your leg? Like
I should have went with it. I should have
what?
Michael Scotted it.
But yeah,
Ah, I was kidding. I got
you
you
truly Michael
instead.
Scotted it.
Oh my
Yeah, you
god.
truly Michael Scotted it. That's
And I
yeah.
can't believe it. Like normally something like that would register for me.
Yes.
And something so unique too. Like that's like a really specific looking chair. Anyway, I thought it was
Right.
hilarious.
It quite specific, yes.
But all that to say, I want to get a static chair like what you have because I figure
Ooh.
if I can't move, if my chair doesn't move, I won't move as much,
Oh,
and it
interesting
might just
theory.
help me concentrate better. Maybe we'll have a few more instances like we had last week where our brains just completely evaporated.
Fewer instances like that. I can't guarantee. I cannot guarantee that I won't. Oh, look, our YouTube live notification on Instagram. Oh my God, this whole. Okay. Speaking of brains not firing on all syllables, I feel like I know that's not the expression, by the way, just so people know. I don't understand social media anymore. It's so wild. Like, what is Threads? Can someone please break that down for me? Like, I'm just like, why does this exist? And then TikTok has notes. Is that Threads, but TikTok version? Like, what is that? And it's a whole other app that I have to log into with the same account. And I'm like, why does this even exist? Why are we doing this to ourselves? I really enjoyed having everything on a singular platform. I lost Colin. Guys, he evaporated. He was just talking about
Can you see
evaporating
me?
too.
Oh,
Yes, that is hilarious. I was talking about evaporating and
poof.
off you went. Yeah.
I was trying to mess around with screen settings.
Oh, and it kicked you out.
There we go. I found it.
I was like, Colin left. He's out. Okay. He's back, folks. Do you understand? Do you have some small inkling anything?
I feel like
What is it?
first of all, I hate all of these side things where you get more
It's a side thing.
notifications. Like TikTok
Yep.
does notes or community notes or something similar
Yeah,
as
yeah.
what X does. I have
Yep.
no idea what they're for. Like this is how you know we're turning into boomers. I have no idea what it's for, and I'm not interested in it. I just want the notification to go away.
I'm
But
yeah,
you can't
yeah.
even get it. Like I turn off notifications on on everything, and I
Hmm.
even go in and I try to like where you can select the push notifications that the app has, so that even
Yeah.
when you open up the app, I don't have notifications. But my fuck,
Within the app.
I
I
don't.
see.
You can't get rid of these fucking system notifications and threads
Yeah.
and oh my god. But a long story short, I don't know what they are.
Yeah. So maybe this would be a good time. I'm going to do some investigative research, i.e., Google. What is Instagram threads for? That's the first thing that comes up. I
I'm
type
not
in what
sure
is
that that's.
Instagram, and the first thing is threads about. Okay. AI is going to tell me. Instagram Threads is a text based app that allows users to share text updates and join public conversations, connect with friends and creators, build a following and share ideas, control who can see and reply to their content. Here are some things you can do on Threads. Start a thread.
Oh no way!
Express your thoughts and choose who can reply.
My
Reply to a
god.
thread. Add to a discussion by replying to others. So is this kind of like a message board?
Yeah, I'm getting like a Discord server kind of vibe.
Okay, okay. Like, share, or repost a thread. Interact with others' content. Follow profiles. Connect with people who share your interests. So can you follow different people than you would on your Instagram account? Access your Instagram followers. Automatically follow the same accounts you follow on Instagram. Customize your settings. Manage who can see your content, reply to your threads, or mention you. So
Don't know what the fuck this means. View and share public conversations. Isn't that just like where I go to find the answer in the comments for what I don't know the videos about?
I'm I'm imagining a Reddit type of thing, yeah, where people are just like replying to whatever someone posted. Is that possible? Threads is designed to integrate with Instagram's close friend list. It's
You
also
know what it
planned to be
feels like?
compatible with
If
ActivityPub, an open
if
social networking protocol.
it feels like a fucking real fancy made up Facebook. It's just a new Facebook.
Which Meta also owns.
Yeah, like it was
So they're
it
just
was
fine.
I mean putting lipstick on a pig.
I yeah, so I see this existing in two ways. So yeah, lipstick on a pig being one of them. Like we're just dressing this up and calling it something else. But then also I see it as like they're diversifying their portfolio to try and get more reach. Like if certain people don't want to be on Facebook, right? They're like, "Oh, that's for the oldies." Right? Like I remember hearing that people weren't making Facebook profiles anymore who are like under a certain age, and I was like, it's happening. Like we're
Yeah,
being
we're being aged
what
out.
is it called? Yeah, aged out of then. So maybe Instagram threads is a take on we're doing something different. It's not Instagram, so it's not the millennial platform. It's not Facebook, the boomer platform. It's not X, this wild place where people just like post and argue about politics.
This
What
wild place.
else?
I love that.
I feel like X is the Wild West,
Oh, it is. It
Like
100% is. But
Twitter
I
is
I
very
think that's an
different. Yeah.
important thing. I think that's a good thing. There needs to be a place where people got to
Mhm.
think about what they say before they say it, because they'll come after you.
Truly, yeah.
Yeah, not in the
You will
community
get
guidelines way
clap back.
anymore, but yeah, that's what it is. You'll get clapped back. Do you
Mhm.
know what a clapback
Mhm.
is, Raymond? Because I do.
um, so I'm curious to know if Threads was
Hmm.
developed as a means of, and it sounds like it's only text. It's not photos. Like it's just
You
written.
can. So it was where I read that you can up to 500 characters, and you can link photos and blah 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 blah. That's why I was like, man, it's basically a fucking Facebook page.
Okay. Oh, here we go. Threads is text Meta's text-based Twitter rival. There you go.
Oh fuck yeah, that's way more obvious. Holy shit! And when you
Yeah.
open it up, it looks exactly like Twitter. Why the fuck? This is so
Again, because
obvious.
I think a lot of people don't like if you don't want to if pardon me, if you already have an Instagram account, you already have a Threads account.
This is for
So
people
instead
who.
of
You go ahead.
oh sorry, I lost you. For people who what?
No. I didn't. I didn't cut out. I just stopped talking because I
Oh.
cut you off.
Oh, okay.
What were you saying?
Some people don't want to make more accounts, right?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
they're like, I already have Instagram. Why not?
Well, I guess it's the same login, eh? That makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
Mm-hmm.
this is for people who don't want to be on Twitter after Elon Musk bought it.
Ah, that too. I didn't think of that.
Yeah, I think that's what it is, to be honest.
People
I
be
and I
hating
think
on
that's the only
Elon.
reason they think they can compete with it, because they think there's going to be a whole lot more people coming in. I'm not. This is all just fucking wild
Hearsay.
ass guess, but I mean it
Yeah.
makes sense to
Okay,
me.
now we gotta suss out what the heck TikTok notes is. What is
Look at this. There's an iPhone 17 Air coming out.
iPhone 17 Air? Okay,
Yeah.
wait, hold up.
Look at your camera. Look at my screen.
I'm looking, but
Oh, do you see it?
it's too bright.
Oh boy.
Is your light shining at it?
Is that better?
Uh, no.
Oh, fuck it. Look it up. The
I think
17
I
Air.
think I think your screen, like your computer screen, is projecting too much light
Oh yeah, because
onto the phone.
you're on full screen, so it's mostly your sheet is the monitor.
Oh, so it's this big white background. Just yeah, bright lights. Um, iPhone 17 Air. Okay. I will sidebar with this TikTok Notes. Okay, TikTok Notes is a photo sharing app. So TikTok as a platform is a video sharing app. So
Okay.
this is their Instagram. Here we go. A photo sharing app that allows users to create and share visual content similar to Instagram. Ding ding ding.
God, we're never gonna make it.
We're never going to make it
All these fucking
to
apps we
where
got to figure out
oh dude, I
just to get
know,
an audience.
right?
My
Like
God, how bad do we want it?
well part of me I don't want to say it's not that hard, but like I think it gets like simplified the more you do it. I feel
Ah,
like
you know
it's
what? You're
just
right.
it feels very fresh and new and unknown to
Yeah.
us. Oh, I don't want to say all of it, but like a lot of it. And I was just saying this, like I'm still using Instagram the way I did in like 2017, so that's like antiquated. So I've got to update my
That's
methods,
so
you know,
true. I
because
gotta overhaul my
every
life. I'm gonna do one of them
oh
midlife
my
makeovers. I'll
oh
dress
yeah yeah.
differently. I'll start talking differently. What else will I
Okay,
do
so
differently?
2 points to bring in to support this argument that you're having. Not that it's an argument, but it's a concept. So in the bear, spoiler alert for anybody who's interested in watching, one of the characters gets very like cleans up his act in the third season. Third?
Is it cousin?
Is it gonna ruin it for you if I tell you who it is?
I mean, or is it Maddie? I
Lol.
just I'm just trying to think of the two
Oh,
people that might have the
yeah. Who
anyway.
might need cleaning up the most?
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit of column A, a little bit of column B.
Oh, it'd be awesome.
But it's it's a huge pivot for the character role, and like how they get there is like the more important part of it. But like super interesting. And so uh he has, because of a midlife or whatever, but it's because he's exposed to like the finer things.
Yeah.
And
Oh, I know who it is.
and so my I support you in this decision. LOL. Based on how this character turns out. Assuming that you would follow along the same path somehow.
Yeah.
But then gosh, what was I gonna say to also support this? So I've lost it now. I was counting on remembering.
Yeah. And you know what though? When that happens too, you're so confident
Uh,
and you're like, yeah, for sure I'll remember it. No
yeah,
problem.
how could I
It's
forget?
it's right there. And then it's
It's
like
right
it's like Back to the Future. McFly just slowly fades away in the photo. You don't even see the memory disappearing.
Yeah,
Just gone.
just
Fuck.
just gone.
All that's there is that void left by the and filled with the sadness of not being able to say the thing you wanted to say.
Yeah, it'll come to me like tomorrow midday when I'm like cleaning or doing something, and I'll be like, OMG, I remembered him. But yeah, positive changes are good, I think.
I
So
mean, that's why they call them positive.
perhaps, yeah, but like a midlife.
Oh, I
I feel
see,
like
I
a lot
see, I
of
see.
people look like
Yeah.
at midlives, like, oh, they're negative, like you're gonna spiral and like go back to your juvenile ways and self and
So,
things like
well,
this. But I think midlife can also be transformative and like uplifting and
well,
you
yeah,
know.
if you treat it properly, yeah, for sure. But here's a
Yeah.
question. How do you start dressing? Do you dress
How?
like
Just immediately.
you just immediately get dressed? Is that what you're saying?
Like make the change immediately,
Oh,
not
I
just
see what
like
you're
a
saying.
slow. Was that your question?
No, I was that's actually a
Oh,
really
okay.
great point. I see you don't have to
How
phase
to pivot?
in your new style, just adopt it.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
really awesome, and I think that's really helpful.
Okay.
Especially in your midlife, you're probably trying to gain efficiencies in places. Perfect
Yes.
start.
Yes.
Um, no, I was thinking about style because I'm just picturing there's some of those guys that
Oh,
just they wear black shirts with gold all over them and big chains and tight jeans that are ripped and acid washed and stuff. And I'm not saying yay or nay to it. I'm just wondering, which direction do you choose
okay. Okay.
as a
I may.
midlifer trying to both stay relevant, be hip as it were, be
Mhm,
with it,
mhm.
but without like looking like you're trying so hard. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I'll give you an example of, because like a lot of the kids, I shouldn't say that, they are children. They are one
They
third
are.
of my age. So the kids I drive around on the bus, um, some of them wear like the high waisted, we'll say like super, not super flare, but like super wide leg pants, jeans and corduroys and all different whatever. And like I've kind of adopted those. I think that's okay. But then they pair it with a crop top. I'm not about to do that. No.
Right. Yeah.
Right? Like I
So like a tasteful
maybe
application.
I don't even want to say maybe. I was talking to Jordan about this. I was like, at what age do I stop I don't know, wearing Vans? Like can I just can I wear those forever?
Vans, I think you can wear forever, just like
Vans
Converse.
okay.
But I
Vans
feel like you,
are
you have to have been the person that wore them always. You can't just if you just
start
get
doing
Vans, you're
that.
kind of like
Oh
it's
dear.
kind of a little poser-ish,
Yeah. Who are you
But
even?
yeah, like, and they're
Um,
not even like, they're like a pretty low end shoe, all things considered. You know
it's
what I
true.
mean?
Yeah.
They're not
Yeah,
super
they're like an
expensive.
average.
Yeah, they wear super well and they last long.
Yeah.
Okay.
So recently, this is kind of a, I don't want to say it's a solution, but I'm offering perhaps a piece of advice towards the style um, portion of your question.
Mm-hmm.
Elizabeth recently brought to my attention that you can sort of classify or break down your style interest, your style, the way your style leans in three words. So you have to think of like the use, uh, the the look, and there was another aspect. But so, for example, she was talking about her sister who does like she's like super athletic, and so her three choice words were like sporty, comfortable, uh
Odor
I'm
proof.
gonna forget the third one. Odor-proof. um Flexible maybe was the third one, like three words that would help capture the essence
The
of
essence,
an
yeah.
outfit.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we were talking about mine, the ones that I came up with. She was like, just like, don't think about it too long. Just like what comes to mind first. And I was like, okay, maximalist. Cause like I'm looking at, I have this little like, um, what's the brand? Doesn't matter. I have one of those little fanny pack purses, and it's like bright flower print on it.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
I love it so much. So like I feel like I
So
always have a maximalist component to my outfit. So
what
there's something about it that's going to be real bold. Yes or
okay,
no?
so maximalist is like getting the most out of that product, that specific
Maximalist.
piece, or like the, because in my mind the first thing I felt was, okay, so you're just wearing as much as you can.
I like that. I like that. The the definition that I know maximalist to be is like bold prints, bright colors,
Got it.
very like in your face, um, a lot, almost overwhelming to the eye. But
I've
if
got
done right, can look
oh,
very flattering, right?
yeah, yeah, I've
Yeah.
got a great maximalist outfit that I'm going to wear for the next episode we record. You got to remind me. It's so
Okay.
overwhelming. It's
It's
insane.
so okay. um, I'm
Sorry, so
I have
maximalist was
no
your
idea what
first
this
one?
is. So like one, there's always something in my outfit that is that I've realized. So like something with like a bold print or like a lot of texture, like something kind of out to lunch, some people might say.
Almost
Um,
like an accent piece or a signature piece or something like that, you know?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, totally. And also, I said retro, but I think I lean towards more like vintage. I'm not sure if it's retro or vintage, but something that's like,
Whichever one makes you a hipster, that's the one.
yeah, yeah, totally. That's the one I want.
Yeah, it's
Um,
vintage.
well, I was thinking like I often have something that's like because I liked it as a youth. So, like, for
Yeah.
example, Vans or Converse or something like that, or even the style of the jacket that I'm wearing,
Hmm.
or
Yeah.
like my turtleneck to me says a little bit vintage. And then I said flexible because I need for it to work for me in various situations. So like I have to be able to go from like driving the bus to hanging out and playing at like playgroup with Isla, or like tran I don't say transitioning, but like going from a few different
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
places throughout the day, like going to do groceries and then
Multi-purpose.
multi-purpose. Yeah. So maybe that's a better adjective for that. But yeah, something that just like I feel like in three words kind of encapsulates the use, the style slash look,
Is it Fit?
and
Maybe
then
is that the other one?
uh
I gotta know. It's gonna kill
yeah,
me.
I'll ask her to like break it down for me again.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I've noticed ever since doing that, that when I look at clothes, I'm like, does it fit those three categories? And I find myself making a lot more accurate choices.
Mm,
I don't know if
nice.
accurate's the right word, but like
I like it. Yeah.
I've bought a couple items since we've had this conversation, and I'm just like, yes, and I want to wear it. And I'm like, this pairs with other stuff that I own, and like it looks good with the rest of my closet, cuz like I'm trying to slowly build a wardrobe of things
Man,
that work, as
this
opposed to
is
just, I feel like I've always had like a piece here, a piece
yeah,
there, but to put it together and have
like
outfits
never
that
a
I can
full
wear
Lego
together.
set, you know?
Totally. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you find this as well?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah.
Is this I do dudes have this problem? Like, I don't
I
know.
well, I can tell you that dudes do have this problem, and I would
Okay.
suggest that it's a spectrum that
Okay.
starts at zero, like every other spectrum. So,
Okay.
you know, some people don't care, some people care so much.
Right. Yeah.
We've got a mutual friend who was well known throughout his high school years to care way too much.
Ah,
Um,
I think I may know who this particular
yeah,
friend you're
his
referring to
his
is.
three words probably would have been ooh, illusion, mm, delusion.
Delulu.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Deceit. I was thinking
Deceit. No, no,
deceit.
no, no. Trickery, and
Ah.
dishonesty.
Mirage.
Oh, fiction. Fiction's probably a better one. Not dishonesty.
Fiction.
Fiction.
Yeah,
Uh,
fiction has a sense of like, of something, of the finer things associated
yeah, like
to it.
it's okay to lie to people about things when you say it's
Smoke
fiction.
and mirrors.
Yeah,
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 yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
Oh man.
yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah. There's a lot of people out there that take a lot of men, I should say, just to answer the question, that take great pains to put themselves together in a way that
Yeah.
that's refined, tasteful, and a little bit, I'll say, edgy or eye catching. Because I've noticed I
Okay.
follow a few accounts where people discuss their wardrobes. There's this one Irish dude that just says, "Hey, it's Tuesday, let's get dressed," and he always does like kind of the
Okay.
same thing. But his style is really unique and it's quite interesting. And um, but one thing I've noticed is that they're all really good at mixing and matching uh, different styles, different eras. These gentlemen tend to have a
Yeah.
wider range of styles by the decade, kind of thing. Um,
More than Taylor Swift.
I don't think anyone has more
More
than
eras
her.
than Taylor Swift.
Yeah, she's got a lot. Did you see the
Some say the
video?
most.
You know what?
Yes.
This isn't a political thing. I'm just gonna say this out loud though. But speaking of Taylor Swift, I saw a clip of Justin Trudeau dancing at the Taylor
Okay.
Swift concert,
Oh, of course.
and it was every bit as horrifying as you'd expect it to be.
Was he
It
alone, or was he
No,
with
he was
his
with. I
children?
think it was like I think he was with his family. It was.
Okay.
I put very little effort into it. I saw him dancing. I threw up in my mouth and I carried on.
Okay,
Um,
okay, okay. Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. Oh, that just came up because we randomly
Yeah.
switched to T Swift. But yeah, yeah.
So the
And
air,
I don't
sorry.
think I don't know that there are too many guys out there that are successful at dressing younger than they are.
Pull it off.
Yeah, yeah. I don't think there's too many that
Hmm.
can pull it off, and the ones because I would suggest that the more outlandish your style, especially if it's your sort of day to day,
Hmm.
I would think that your personality or the way you carry yourself would complement that rather than augment it. so you might be a little
Mm-hmm.
bit more reserved, a little quieter, a little taking things in. uh
I think of people with kind of like um
well, because like guys like Don
outspoken
Cherry
style. Yeah, yeah, there
did
you
like
go.
contravene what I was just saying, but those are, I think those are like, those people are brands more than anything, you know what I mean? They're doing it
Yeah.
because it's now what's expected. He never wore a suit
Okay.
that was boring, otherwise he'd look like Ron
Never.
McClane.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, their persona, they're, it's like fucking Cher or Madonna, you know what I mean? These
Yeah.
one name celebrities, they can pull it off, but
I
I
was
don't
just
think
thinking,
most people
speaking of
could.
one name celebrities, Macklemore is like a male, a well known person who's a guy who
Mm,
has like kind of has very much his own style, I think. Like taking pieces from
yeah, yeah,
other
yeah.
places and putting it together, making it his own. That's like one person for sure that like
I think a good
stands out to
example
me.
of what I'm trying to think of is, like when you see pictures of rock bands when they're like 40 years past their prime and they're still dressing like when they were touring in their first, two albums kind of thing. And it's like
Yeah,
nothing underneath the clothes is
the
accentuating what we're
same.
looking at here. This
Right.
looks like you were baking in the sun since you last wore that. Um,
Yeah.
but then I think of guys like James Hetfield from Metallica. He wears
Okay.
the same outfit pretty much every day. It's black jeans, a tucked in black shirt, and a belt, and he just
Yeah.
fucking, you know what I mean? He still looks badass. He still looks
Yeah.
like he used to dress, but he's, got a proper haircut. And I don't
Mm-hmm.
know. It's weird. There's a way to there's a way to hold on to what you had
Yeah.
by sort of, I don't
Bring it
know,
forward.
bringing it forward. Yeah, instead of trying to stay back there
Yeah.
with it. That's a great way of putting
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. Well, like, sorry, you mentioned rock stars. Like, Travis Barker from Blink 182 is still dressing the same way he was in the 90s. Like, that hasn't changed.
And I
Um,
think he's one of those unique people that he just has it all. He's exactly
he
that too.
has
He's
it
so
all.
quiet. He because he's got all the tattoos and he still drums shirtless, and he wears the punk rock whatever style from the
Yeah.
90s and 2000s or
Yeah.
80s.
Yeah.
I don't know when he came up. I don't know how old he is, but he's definitely a brand unto himself kind of thing. You know what I mean? He
Yeah.
can pull anything off, I think.
Brand is a interesting word
I feel like
for
that's the
that,
level up.
but it's true. Yeah. They have branded themselves with a certain style, and if if he woke up tomorrow and he was like, "Oh, I'm gonna, I don't know, wear yoga clothes only for the rest of my life," like everybody would be like, "What is
Yeah.
happening? Like this
It's like
is
Adam Sandler. He's always wearing those massive
oh
basketball
my
shorts and
gosh."
shirts.
Yes.
Like
Yeah.
that's his brand. It's
Yeah.
slovenly homeless man. That's
Yeah.
it's unique to him. He's really downplaying the
Have you
whole millionaire thing.
have you seen I feel like I saw it a lot when I was like a new mom. And not that I'm not a new mom. I feel like I'm still in the early
Okay.
years, but
You've got
like
plenty of
anyway,
experience. You're fine.
but I'm talking like brand new mom, like you're not sleeping because your baby's up every 2 hours. Um, I've seen so many memes and just like pictures online of like me as a new mom, like POV me as a new mom, and it's like Adam Sandler in the street with like his shorts and like
Yeah, yeah.
zip up
Just
hoodie,
don't
just
give
like
a fuck what you
looking,
look like.
yeah, just looking like absolute garbage. And it made me laugh so much. Yeah.
But you know what? It was as exhausting as you were then. It was a little liberating to not give a fuck. You know what I mean? I
Oh,
don't care.
right?
Like
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah, you're
You've
just
never disregarded other people so hard as you did then. You know what I mean? Like I don't care what you think. I
truly.
don't care what I'm parking in the handicap spot. Sue me. This is happening. You know what I mean? You could do whatever you want and you wouldn't care.
Yeah. Yeah, I was such a stickler. I still am. Like I park at the end of the parking lot generally when I'm at a store. So like I'll just do the walk. I'm like, I don't care. But yeah, when I was brand new mom, I was like, I'm whipping a stroller out of my vehicle. Like you best believe I'm parking in the family spot right up
Yeah.
front. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm doing that. No F's given.
Yeah. I should still do that. Like the kids will get out fucking swearing at me and just park it in the family lot. You know what I mean?
You'll be like, I need the moral support,
Yeah, yeah.
okay?
This is for young families. Well, they're mentally young.
Yeah, yeah.
That's
Oh
that's probably
man.
that's probably doable.
Sorry, you're just reminding me of a scenario that I lived just this morning. Um Isla fights, I shouldn't say she fights. She fights for her right
To
and stands up like that.
party.
I think it's lovely. In this particular case, she fights for her right to walk around the store freely and not
Oh,
be placed in a cart. And my deal with her is always like, okay, as long as you listen and you're not, you know, touch moving things around on the shelves and like we respect the store, then no problem. But if that changes and I'm like seeing you knock things over and being disrespectful, like then I'll go get a cart or I'll just carry you. And she has such a hard time. Her hands are like magnets to all the little
oh,
objects
I
on the
know.
shelves. She's like, "Ooh, what's this?" And she wants to touch everything. And like it's like this tough battle I find because I'm like I want to give her freedom and the ability to explore, but like this is perhaps not the right place for that right now. It's like
Yeah, it's like
not
level
so
7,
good.
and you got
Yeah,
to get to level
yeah,
1. 4
yeah.
things
And
on the
she's
shelf, and she could go back and forth, and then we'll
yeah.
upgrade from there.
But yeah,
I
oh my
think it's
gosh,
just,
going couldn't take her through a cards aisle. No way.
oh my
Stuff
god.
would be everywhere.
Well, and that they're so easy to pull off the shelf too, and they're really good at. I don't know that it's not. I don't know that it's necessarily them not listening, or they're just
Mm-hmm.
so focused on what they
So
were doing.
excited.
They're so like it's like a
Yeah.
tractor beam. You know what I mean? Um,
Yeah, yeah.
but
Dun, 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 dun.
it's just
Yeah.
so overwhelming to be is like say the toy aisle just for the colors
Yeah.
alone, but any of the
Yeah.
aisles there's so much stuff and they don't know what
Mm-hmm.
most of it is, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, what is
Oh
this
man, she got
wonderful world?
so excited because there was like there because Christmas is coming up. They have this whole section of the hair care products aisle that's hairbrushes with people's names written on the back of
Oh
them, so
yeah.
you can like buy the customized hairbrush for Christmas. Anyway, and she was like, "Wow, mommy, these are all hairbrushes." I was like, "All hairbrushes."
You're
She
like, I
loves
wish I gave
doing
that
people's.
many fucks about anything.
Yo, it's truly it like made me stop and realize how exciting everything still is for her. And I was like, Jenna, don't ruin this for her. And I was like, isn't that cool? There's so many hairbrushes. So do you think there's that many people who need hairbrushes? And she was like, yeah. Like she really got thinking. It was so cute. It was a very cute moment. But then of course like there's nail polish at the end of that aisle.
Oh,
So then I had to like we're gonna steer away from this. Like
that's so
small little
funny.
glass jars that she could just like knock over and
That's
throw
why I
into the
like
floor.
jackets with hoods. It gives you just that extra bit of reach for when they run off. You
Yeah.
can just grab them.
Yeah. Honestly, I've people who wear those harnesses put their kids on those like backpack harnesses and just like hold on to their kid like a leash. I'm like, I understand why you do that. I
Yeah,
totally understand.
I,
Yeah.
I I still think I'm not judging, not shaming, nothing. Like do what you do, and that's awesome. I just think
Yeah.
it's harder in the long run for you to get your kid to fucking figure things out if you're just pulling on them instead of you know you got to get a little you got to get in the trenches. You got to you got to sort it out.
Communicating.
It's got to
Get
happen.
in
You
the
know what I mean?
trenches.
You're just borrowing against
Yeah.
your future. You're making it worse almost for yourself. I think. I don't know. I'm barely succeeding over here.
Barely succeeding.
Yeah, I feel like they're alive and
What do
they're
you
like,
mean
you
by
know,
this?
there's oh, I'm saying I'm not criticizing other parents. I'm barely succeeding over here, you know. It's I'm not doing any better than anyone else. I just wasn't allowed to buy a leash, so I got to take it out on other people, you know.
Yeah, parenting is a constant. It's a constant feedback loop, right?
No, it's a constant
Very
constant.
interesting.
It's just fucking
Well, that too.
everywhere.
Yeah, everywhere all the time. Yeah, and I don't don't quote me on this, but I think the more you feed it, the more it feeds you back later. You know what I mean? Like you give it the effort and energy and
Oh yeah.
whatnot
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
as much as you can,
Yeah.
realistically speaking. Now, while they're young, like I think that comes back to you when they're adults
I think so.
because yeah, it takes a while for for it to maybe give back
Yeah, it's
in the ways that we hope it does. But
like an avocado plant, you know? You got to take good care of it for a long time,
mhm,
years before you get
mhm,
anything out of it. And even then, first year might not be so good. You know, nothing
yeah.
everything's worth the wait, I find. Whatever you're waiting for.
Well, that this is an interesting topic that you've just brought up because I feel like time is the only, to me, like real asset that we have.
Hmm, I agree.
Like, yeah. So there's so many ways where we can like waste time, right? But then to sit and enjoy and appreciate and take time for things that matter is an exercise. Like I, I don't know, like I'm sure to some people it comes really easy, but I found lately that I'm like I've known this for a long time, but I guess lately I'm like recognizing and trying to improve my use of time and like my appreciation of time and therefore like appreciation of time with others and things like that.
What about
Have you ever like have you had the same view and appreciation for time that you've
time?
always had?
Time comes for us all.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I've been super into
Episode title.
yeah, 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 yeah. I've been super into this kind of stuff for the longest time now, and I find it's just helped me, I don't know, gain a different appreciation for why we're here, what we're meant to
Yes.
be, what we're meant to do, kind of thing. And I don't we don't have to get into the weeds on that, but I do agree
Mm,
with you. I think it's important that we kind of go through life the way we do, because you have to get to this point where you recognize that certain things are worth your time and certain things aren't worth your time, and then you can continually
mm,
refine that until you realize what your actual priorities are, and then you can start to
yep.
build your life around those instead of what we think our priorities are, which is often what we're told by others, you know, work, home, school, job and work are the same. Whatever path you were told is the right path for you, whatever
Yeah.
plan you were told, you know what I mean? You're kind of
Yeah.
always living by other people's expectations, and then you realize, I don't want to do these things, or I don't enjoy this, or I'd rather go this route, and then you start to reprioritize, and then you get to a point where yeah, you just you see it for what it is. It's a finite resource. And it's not that you never knew it, it's just you never really cared. Now you're starting to appreciate it because you have, you know,
Less of it.
the only indelible mark you get to leave on the earth is the memories you leave with people. If you don't leave
Mhm.
memories with anyone, you're immediately nothing, and your legacy is gone. And it's not
Mhm.
those reasons why we should value our time and where we put it, but it's because we should recognize that, you know, like, we're meant to spend time with the people that matter to us, whatever your family is, whatever that looks like, whoever the ones that you care about are. Spend time with them,
Mhm.
create memories with them, stop giving your time when they call in for the extra shift. Stop caring about, oh, if I don't go to this work function, what's that going to look like? Or, you know, I got to go to
Yeah,
drinks with friends instead of my kid's soccer game. You know what I mean? Just like time is finite, these other opportunities are also finite. And that's just
yes.
like an enrichment of that time. It's that time
Yeah.
fucking
Spent
multiplied. You know what I
with
mean?
others.
It's
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, I really do agree with you on that. And then it's just hard because now you got to be a little bit more proactive with what you're doing. You're so built into automation. You sit down, your phone comes out, you know
Yeah.
what I mean? You get up, you put your phone in your pocket. Those are just two examples, but everyone fucking does that. And it's the
Mm-hmm.
rare occasion where you leave your phone and you're okay with it. How many times have you gone out? Have you left the house and left your phone at home? Have you done this
Oh,
many
it's
times?
I many times. No. Um handful of times.
And how do you feel
And
while you're gone? Do you really notice that it's not there?
it depends. Yeah. I feel like I have noticed it where I'm just like, oh, I need to write this down, and I'm like, I would
Oh,
bring out notes in my
yeah,
phone, or like, oh, message Jordan about this, or even just like that like you, the apps that I use to say like go to McDonald's or Starbucks or Tim Hortons for a drink.
yeah.
I would use the app to either collect points or like I have the payment function
Yeah.
built into it. And then I'm like, it's not that like there's other ways around it. Like I can
There's
still
not
pay
that
with
much
my
value
debit
added.
card.
Yeah. It's
Yeah,
super
yeah. It's
handy.
just
It's
like
super handy. Yeah.
it's become so automatic, like that attachment to phone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just built in. Like there. This is a bit off topic, but I've heard arguments that they talk about when humans and machines are going to merge, but phones are essentially already a part of us as individuals.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
much of what we do revolves around these things. There's
It's
there's
wild.
almost nothing that can't be done with your phone. You know what I mean? Like I fucking the fact that I can pay with this thing is just wild, and I have
Yeah.
no idea.
Yeah.
Like I'm just hoping things work and everything's secure. You know what I mean? But to add to the earlier conversation, I think I'd rather spend my time uh, having dumb conversations with my kids because after a
Yeah.
while, the dumb conversations I have with my kids are going to be about real shit. You know what I mean? Um,
Right.
yeah, I think we should all take a bit of time, time. That word again.
Mm-hmm.
It's a tough one because the place that I go to the most with these kinds of topics is my job.
Yep.
Like I don't get nearly the fulfillment. I heard someone say this the other day, but when you go to work, they're just paying for your time.
Right.
Sorry, they're buying your time is the way he said it. And I thought that was interesting because the opposite of that means that you're selling your time. And
But
am I
nobody's
selling
put a
it?
for sale sign up and
Yeah.
been like, here's my time. You know what I
Yes.
mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Slightly used, in good shape. Yeah. Put away most winners. But anyway, instead of worrying about work now, I kind of just I treat it for what it is. It is just a job now, and it's not gonna be a negative thing like it used to be. I used to
Mm-hmm.
kind of just get really hung up on it, but you know, I've gotten a lot more confident in my ability to decide where my time goes and how I spend it. And to
Yeah.
that end, I'm able to enjoy work for what it is, and then
Mm-hmm.
put my efforts in other places.
I was gonna say like I don't say you're probably a more valuable employee, but if you're using your work time for work, then yeah, I think you anybody who's doing that is a more valuable employee than somebody who's like trying to get 18 things done, right? So if you can focus your energy where it needs to be in the allotted, we'll say, bits of time that we have throughout our days and weeks and lives, I feel like you can make that more valuable all around.
Hmm.
And hopefully your interactions reflect that too. Like when you're at work and so you have a meeting or you're interacting with other coworkers, like I would hope that that's being used thoughtfully and like positively.
Well,
And
the
then
meeting probably
the
isn't
same thing
because
goes
it
with
could have been an email.
there you go. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh man. But then same goes with like being around your kids, like get is essential, right?
You cut out for that whole thing.
Oh, sorry. Uh, I was just saying, like it's essential for us to spend our time with our families as much as possible. Like they gain so much from that. Jordan and I were talking about this with Anson. We were like, he got so everything he asked for Christmas last year, like Santa delivered, we delivered, Nana Papa delivered, like my mom delivered, everybody got him everything pretty much he wanted, and we still felt like he was, I don't want to say unhappy, but maybe like you could still tell that he was like, this isn't really what I wanted.
Oh, now that he's
And
got
time
it,
with
kind of
us.
thing.
I don't know if it was a now that he's got it. Like he doesn't he's never expressed like deep desire for like anything material. Like he'll be like, "Ooh, that's cool. I would love this." And if he mentions it twice, I'm like, "Oh, he definitely wants that. Like he's into that gift.
Yeah.
But he doesn't seem to be one for material items. He enjoys the shit out of them when he has them. Don't get me wrong, but yeah, we both kind of realized that he's like a quality time person. Like that's his love language for sure. And like every kid's different, and like maybe it changes over time. Like
Yeah.
maybe he'll want sure that will come into like a car. Um, whether his parents will be able to fulfill that or not is another question. But anyway, um,
It's nice to
yeah,
want
for
things.
for now, yeah, for now it's like okay, what can we give him where he can have his cup filled?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really awesome. I was thinking when you first said that, like it was kind of like the dopamine crash. You know what I mean?
Okay.
All the
Yeah.
excitement, it peaked. It's great. Look at all these gifts, and then there's no more gifts to open. And he's like, I don't
Yeah.
know what to do with myself now. I've built this up so much in my mind, and
Yeah.
like
It's
um,
come crashing down on me. Yeah.
but I like your observation, which probably is far more accurate. You know what I mean? Like and I
And
know him well enough that he is 100% that guy. He loves
right.
being with people.
Yeah. And like oddly for a 6-year-old.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Isla loves being with people, but she loves being with certain people. Like she's like a yeah. She's like a Nana Papa Grammy visit.
yeah.
But if she's not feeling them, like she doesn't want to see them. But then, this past weekend we went to see my mom and she was just like, come on, come on, come on, like the whole time. And it's like she gets magnetic with people, I find,
That's so funny.
which is
Yeah,
interesting.
yeah,
But
because
I think she's gonna have more of a material items love language a little bit.
I mean, I see a morph of kind of the two where it's quality time, but you spend your time with me, not the other way
Uh,
around. You'll be in my space
yes.
doing my things, and we can talk about you later.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, totally. Oh my gosh. So this is how we play this game. Do you get that
Yeah.
from your kids? So
Oh my god,
you're gonna
yeah,
hold
yeah.
this and then you're gonna do that with it, and then I'm gonna be over here, and then this is how I'm gonna do it. Okay, start.
And you're
And it's like,
watching them make it up in like real
yeah,
time. Whew.
it's like a cinema. She's directing, you know.
Yeah. Olivia
It's like,
likes
this is how I
to
want it to
initiate
go.
games because in most games the youngest goes first, and she just really likes
Oh, okay.
having that power, you know what I mean?
She's like,
I go
upper
first cuz
hand.
I'm youngest.
That's a really cute. Um, I feel like that's really cute that she enjoys that. Like,
Yeah.
she's like, yes, I'm the
It's what she's
youngest.
got.
I
She's
get
pretty
this
smart too.
bonus. You know.
She knows how to leverage what she's got kind of thing, you know? They're both little
There you go.
friggin'
Yeah.
anyway, they're funny.
Geniuses.
They crack me up.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Do you, uh yeah, back to what were we talking about 1,000 years ago?
well, I wish I could remember.
Do you do you feel like our brains weren't so dysfunctional this week?
Yeah, much better. I'm glad we didn't record yesterday. I was absolutely fried when you sent the text.
Also toast.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and next time if you have the preference, let me know in advance because it certainly helps me make my
Right.
decision. I'm almost
Oh,
always
okay.
ready
Yeah.
to postpone something, you know. I'm such
Postpone at once.
yeah, I'm a very much an introvert in a lot of things, but it's the ADHD. I hate waiting for stuff. So
Yeah.
if you're like, oh, let's do it tomorrow, and fuck yeah, my night's free, sick. I don't have to think anymore. But
Yeah.
yeah, I was so absolutely fried. I was because you know what, I did everything that we just talked about. I did that this weekend with the kids.
Okay.
We It was 3 days. Cassie worked, and the Friday was a PA day. So I was with them
Mindfulness.
all day, and honestly, fuck, I patiented so fucking hard. I was
Mhm.
so patient with them. Um,
Mhm.
the most angry I got was at the no frills self checkout.
Oh no.
Like I don't
Okay,
understand.
tell us. Walk us through.
Well, we just spent a great afternoon at the park. We were walking through the woods, and we found this fucking chickadee nest. You know what I mean? There's just like a billion chickadees flying around, and the kids had
Mhm.
walking sticks. So they were holding up the sticks and the birds were landing on them. There's a bridge behind us with a sign on it, and I noticed this is why I'm surprised I didn't notice the chair thing from earlier, because I went back to that sign knowing that there were peanuts on the sign. Just little crumbs of peanuts from someone who had been there before. So I grabbed the peanuts and I gave them to the
Okay.
kids, and the birds came over and landed on their hands and ate the peanuts. So it was a really
Yeah.
cool experience.
Yeah, yeah.
I wanted to go to No Frills because their kettle cooked chips were on for $1.75. So I wanted to load up. I get to the self
Yeah.
checkout. The kids want to scan, love that they want to help. Let's get them involved because, like you said, we're trying to spend
Yeah.
our time on important things, which is
Yeah, yeah.
this. Anyway, Olivia scans the first bag. I
Yeah.
put it in the bagging area. The scanner's not fucking working for the second bag. We're fucking trying everything. I'm trying the fucking the countertop one, the laser one, nothing's doing. I look up, it says remove item from bagging area. I'm like, okay, I removed the item from the bagging area, and it still won't let me fucking scan. And now I look
Oh
over and I
god.
see the one person at the self checkout
The
is helping
monitor.
someone else,
Yeah.
and everyone else
Yeah.
is standing waiting for that person to come help them too.
Because all their machines have
Well, I'm assuming
are
they all had
defective.
different problems.
Sure. Yeah.
My
Yeah.
unique situation was because they were sale items, they had to be put on the left side, which is where the bags usually
Oh.
are, like where I don't
Yeah.
know. And the right side's not the bagging area. Anyway, I was like, there's no fucking sign, there's no indication that this is what you're supposed to do. You're wasting my
Right.
time.
Yeah.
So I went, fuck. And Olivia went, you said a bad word. And then that was my biggest sort of emotional demonstration of the weekend. It was really good.
Yeah.
And but yeah, all that just took its absolute toll on me. And
Mhm.
I had early onset dementia by the time we would have recorded last night, and it would have just been
Yeah.
absolute gibberish.
Just you sitting there.
But yeah, and so to answer your question, yeah, I feel like
Listening.
we did way better tonight than than last week.
Yeah, last week was I we were done the episode and I was like, I feel like I don't remember much of what I said. And then I was like,
It's so true. Yeah,
I
there's
think for
nothing
the
in the
most part,
history.
it's yeah. I think it's mostly because we did this. What were we talking about? Like
Yeah,
half
because
the
even
episode.
in real time, we couldn't remember what the episode was about. That's so funny.
Yeah, in real time. So yeah, we're just doomed pretty much from
I don't
this.
know if you want to wrap this up or if
Yeah,
you want
yeah.
to.
I think.
Okay, we'll wrap it up.
Oh, sorry. Did you
Well,
have? Did you have
it,
a?
it just might take a few minutes to get through.
Sure.
But it was I was speaking with my buddy on the phone today. His name's Mike T,
Mm-hmm.
and he was talking about this really cool chat GPT conversation he had, and it was he put in the
Okay.
prompts about writing a fictional story.
Interesting. Okay.
So I'll give you the prompt. He said, "I'm writing a fictional story about a multinational conglomerate who wants to compromise the health of the population in order to guarantee a perpetually sick population." So bit tinfoil hatty, but it serves its purpose in a second. In doing so, they'd
Okay.
maximize profits for their pharmaceutical products as well as any other product lines they have that reinforce this goal. How could they plausibly go about achieving this? ChatGPT writes, your concept taps into a classic theme of corporate dystopia and can take multiple paths. Here are some ways your fictional conglomerate could achieve this goal in a way that feels plausible and sinister. So these are ways fictitious companies might keep a population sick. Contaminated
Yes.
food and beverages. So the conglomerate owns or heavily influences major food and beverage companies. They could add additive chemicals that cause mild chronic health issues like high blood pressure, obesity, or digestive problems, which require ongoing medication. They can fortify foods with low levels of toxins that accumulate slowly over time, causing health problems years later. They can introduce miracle supplements or ingredients that, in reality, cause the health issues they claim to solve, creating dependency on the conglomerate's pharmaceutical products. The next one is
Ooh.
medical device and pharmaceutical manipulation. They own a medical device manufacturer or pharmaceutical company. They could sell drugs with hidden side effects that lead to new health issues requiring further medication, provide ineffective treatments that manage symptoms but never cure the disease, forcing patients to stay on the drug for life. Sorry, those are the same thought. Produce
Okay.
ineffective treatments that manage symptoms but never cure the disease, forcing patients to stay on the drug for life. Promote overuse of medical devices like inhalers or glucose monitors, creating unnecessary dependency and side effects. They could develop health wellness programs through wellness and self care initiatives. They could create the illusion of health improvement while encouraging behaviors that are actually harmful. For example, they could popularize unsafe detox programs that deplete nutrients and lead to recurring health problems. They could encourage frequent use of their own fitness gadgets that allegedly monitor health but actually promote stress or unhealthy activity levels. They could build a social media presence around dubious health advice or influencers, leading to overconsumption of their branded supplements. Uh, they can control research and information as a multinational conglomerate. They can invest in or influence medical research, media, and public policy. Strategies for this might include sponsoring studies that downplay the effects of harmful substances or exaggerate the need for medications, buying
We've
media
heard of
outlets,
this done before.
buying media outlets, or paying for experts to spread misinformation about natural or alternative treatments, lobbying the limit lobbying to limit health regulations or control public health recommendations, ensuring they aren't held accountable. Uh, there's a bunch more. Creating dependence through marketing and societal norms. Through marketing, the conglomerate could manipulate societal norms, creating a culture where health is commodified. This would be promoting regular checkups and testing, but skew the results of patients need to monitor minor conditions constantly. Frame minor ailments as major health threats needing immediate treatment, driving demand for drugs. Invest in mental health apps or wellness services that cultivate a sense of insecurity or illness, leading to a self fulfilling dependency on their solutions. And partnership with governments and educational institutions, blah, 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 blah. And then he prompted the chat again In this case, at the outset, I believe they'd focus on the food supply because it would be profitable while slowly enacting the health changes. And then he asked ChatGPT to elaborate. And I'll just read the main headings: developing addictive,
Okay.
unhealthy ingredients, engineered flavor enhancers, incorporating low level toxins or hormone disruptors,
Hmm.
encouraging overconsumption through healthy product lines, altering staple foods with additives, and manipulating children's food, redefining health messaging to serve their goals, monopolizing key ingredients. That's an interesting one.
Yeah.
Packaging materials that slowly leach chemicals, creating dependency through enhanced foods. And then he did another one. It's wild. But he was reading these
Sorry,
to
you were
me.
saying packaging and foods that slowly leach chemicals.
Hmm.
This is one of my big gripes with the fucking paper straws.
Oh, yeah.
Um, the glue that they use on paper straws is like proven cancerous,
Good Lord.
and so what are we doing? like, um, sorry, I just one
No,
of the
it's such a good
thousand
point.
reasons.
It's I firmly believe that the most of this are these examples are just empty responses to appease the masses and continue to sell their products. I was telling
My
Mike this morning.
frozen.
Oh,
Yeah. Oh,
I talked
you were
over
telling
you.
Mike this
You
morning.
you cut out.
It's
I'm so
okay.
sorry. What did you say?
Uh, I think I was just uh, concluding
Oh,
what he
fair
said.
enough.
But yeah, you talked to Mike this morning.
Well, the I read an interesting story about Coca-Cola and how they. I mean, this is pure marketing genius, but it's so simple, and
Mm-hmm.
this is a great example of some of the things that we just read. Um, they were a summer drink. They only really had sales during the summer because it was hot.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
how did they become popular during the winter and the colder months?
Santa Claus.
They they hitched their pony to 8 fucking reindeer, you know what I mean? They
Yeah.
they are now like it I think it's pretty intuitive when you like just explain it that way. They just
Mm-hmm.
became incredible marketers and marketed a product with Christmas and Santa Claus, which was awesome. But
Mm-hmm.
all of these things that this Chat GPT responded with, in terms of a fake company trying to create a perpetually sick population. I mean,
Yeah.
all of this sounds a little familiar.
I
For
think
meal
yeah, it's
your
actually happening.
well, we know the
Let me see
studies
this.
and all that kind of stuff. That's been happening for decades and decades. That follow
Yeah.
the money, as they say. But whoever is funding the study, that they're it's automatically biased.
It's
Um,
autumn. Yeah. Yeah, they're
we
looking for
know,
answers for their questions
yeah,
to like prove that
yeah, they're
whatever it
creating
is they
the
want the outcome
evidence.
to be.
Yeah, exactly. It's
Mm-hmm.
kind of how like I wrote my papers in school. I would just find whatever
The
supported what I was writing
evidence.
about.
Yeah.
Um, evidence. It's decision based evidence making instead of evidence
Yes.
based decision making. Um,
Yes. Yeah.
yeah, additives in the foods. I didn't know this, but the ingredients for Fruit Loops in Canada are different than the
Mm-hmm.
ingredients for Fruit Loops in the United States.
Yeah, it's
And
a
and
major. I don't want to say a major problem, but our I think because our healthcare is socialized, they try and eliminate things that are really bad for us, like toxic food
but not
coloring and
so
flavoring.
bad.
But not so bad. Yeah, they still. Yeah, we talking about big cancer on one of our episodes recently.
Yeah, the big C.
Yeah,
Yeah, like how can there be fucking billions of dollars and decades of research and no cure?
yeah,
That
yeah.
seems impossible.
But then in a country where everyone's paying for healthcare, they're gonna put whatever they want in food, right? Like
Oh yeah.
if the government isn't paying to like we can't afford for our healthcare to be, it's already overwhelmed, right? We can't afford for
Hmm.
it to be more overwhelmed. So
Yeah, it's in the
I
government's best interest to keep us healthy.
yeah, so they're like, we're gonna put this regulation in place that says you can't eat this food coloring, or things that are made with this kind of like, I there is some form of that. I get frustrated because I'm like, it's all for show. Some of
Yeah.
it is all for show. Yeah.
Yeah,
Not all of it, but some.
I think it's kind of interesting because, if I ate better, it would be less of a problem because you can just kind of do the outside of the grocery store,
Yeah.
and and you're probably eating better than like 99% of the population, you know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
But I eat all that crap food, so it's nice to find a less dangerous crap food. Ah, you know
Right.
what? This one kind
There
of
you go.
killed my soul, but McDonald's fries. I feel so bad because I love them
Okay.
so much, but
Okay.
they're just absolutely, apparently, just you're eating death when you eat the McDonald's
Doused.
fries. It's
Doused in
just
ketchup.
fried
Yeah.
in death, seasoned with death. They're made, grown in death,
Yeah.
processed in death. It's just death. And
Yeah.
back in the day, it used to be potatoes, beef tallow, and salt.
Ooh. Yeah.
And I feel like those would even taste better.
Totally. Yeah.
Like, yeah, I don't understand. I don't. I mean, it's all to scale things up. It's all to make a buck, really. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but
Yeah.
you
They've
you
gotten
realize,
so they're like out of control, huge company now. Like
yeah,
they're internationally recognized, they're everywhere. And so to keep a consistency across all of that, I guess this is the way that they have successfully done that. But
I wouldn't even be surprised if around the world there's different ingredients in different French fries. I don't know what what's available for certain areas, and I don't know what they're willing to pay to have certain things
mm-hmm,
get to certain areas. And so
mm-hmm,
they might
right.
change things just to enable that, because yeah, they don't really care about the consumer. They just care that the consumer buys their things. And
Yeah.
it just made me realize how little we know about the food we eat. We don't really know much about it.
Not, yeah, not if you are, if you're growing it and it's coming from your farm and you know exactly where that came from, and how that got to your plate. I think very few people have that knowledge
Yeah,
or access to that knowledge, for sure. Yeah.
makes it really hard to make well, I won't say makes it hard to make good decisions. You know what good food is and you know what good food isn't, right off the
Well,
hop.
like
But
an informed decision anyway.
that's true too. And then I feel like cost is a big thing. I don't want to spend extra money. I don't even know if this is true what I'm about to say, but I feel like some of the foods that are better for you cost more. Like berries are like so healthy,
Yeah.
but they cost
Yeah.
like so much money.
4 times more than other fruit. Yeah.
Like it's insanity. And I just want to smash berries.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't eat them very much because I'm just so aware of how expensive they are. And the less I eat of
Yeah.
them, the more my kids can eat, and that we have to buy them less often. You know what I mean? These are the
Right. And
sacrifices I'm
no.
willing to make for my children.
There
I
you go.
avoid all fruits and
They'll get the
vegetables just for them.
antioxidants.
Yeah. I get mine
Just
from
for
wine.
them. There you go. Fermented. You're even getting some kombucha action
Yeah, a
there.
little preservation on the inside.
Yeah, yeah. There you go. Yeah, that's been my kick lately, kombucha.
What for?
But
Just
maybe we'll
because you
save
like it,
that for
or
another.
yeah, yeah. You know what? That's a good point.
Yeah.
We'll just
But yeah, sorry. Just to circle back to the fact that Chat GPT was able to create these so-called fictitious things. Like Chat GPT gathers this information from the real world. So yeah, definitely Tin Hattie
A little
little bit, but
suspicious. A little sus.
yeah,
I bet
yeah,
you
but
if I
for a
spent some
reason.
time, I could find examples of all of these happening in real life.
Totally. Yeah, I
I,
firmly believe that.
I don't think I'm going to. I
Okay,
might try for a few, but
not
it feels just,
investigative journalist deep dive.
well, on the
Okay.
nose, it feels just like a lot of work, and I'm not ready to look up that mountain just yet.
Sure. Yeah. Understood. Me neither. All right.
Yeah, I think it's time.
Well, thank you. Thank you for listening, for tuning in. If you are live with us, we totally appreciate that. And if you're listening to this recorded and released on our channel, absolutely again, thank you for checking that out too. Yeah,
Thank
we'll
you
see you
all.
next time. Toodles.
I almost clicked leave.